Today I'm going to show you guys a complex way to underwrite a mobile home park, or we could do a self-storage facility. But today I want to run through a random mobile home park, just straight off of Crexi. So we're going to go on Crexi. We're going to find a mobile home park here, and typically I don't use this spreadsheet only after things are getting serious and I really want to break down and understand the numbers of the park really in detail, broken out monthly. um, Texas oil country, yeah, let's find one. I actually had this park on our contract, but that is a lagoon um, over in Iowa, so can't do lagoons. Hamilton Trailer Park, Missouri. Um, let's see if they have all of the data here. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that on video. So let's find a park that has an available. The numbers are there. So this one looks like numbers are here. Let's see, rent roll, taxes, insurance management, 20,000 in maintenance. Seems high. I wonder what their 5-year maintenances are, or 3-year. So yeah, this gives us enough data to run with. Awesome. So let's start with basics. Purchase price and number of pads and all of that. So let's say, okay, 5 acres. I got sample information in here. We have 88 units. So I think there was 26, right? 25 pads, 24 occupied. Shoot. Okay, 25 pads. Year that it was built. We can determine that information. Um, the management type, third party or not, on site or not. Probably not due on site for this one, beginning of 2025. This will probably be 2024's information. So let's see here. Purchase price. They wanted 1.595. 1.595. 150,000 extra. So this is just for any capex, working capital, reserves, and then $50,000 acquisition fee, or it can be, or that can be zero or whatever. I just put that in there. So total cost 1.1745. It's our total costs. 70 30 split. Make things easy. Let's just say that they're going to do seller carry at. They're going to seller carry 1.1 million. So we're putting 300 down, 400 down. Yeah, and then we'd have to raise 602,000. So that loan to cost 65.35, similar to the equity 70.30. Interest rates. Let's just assume it's at a 4% on 5 years for this $1 million, and then this 602,000 is 15% for 5 years as well. 100% refinance. So refinance out the principal in year 5, amortized over 360 months, or we could do 25 years and change that. I put an 8% interest rate. Now, we can change that around too. Standard growths. So rent, income, expenses, taxes, capex, just year over year, slightly increase. So because this is in 2024, we're not going to start this until month 16. and this won't be completed until 5 years is 60 months total. So this is like 8 years or so. So we're probably gonna put this down to 50 months, something right there. Okay, so now we can determine where the income is coming from. So they have net operating income of 144, built 1954. We can go put that in our up here. 1954. Okay. Parking spots or buildings. I want to change this to 24. Just 24 buildings. Okay. So now this is the tricky part with the specific calculator, because it's doing an average of the both. It's a tricky calculator to underwrite, but it works, and it works pretty well. Need to remodel. Market rent 0, 0. So there's 2 vacants. 3, 4. Looks like there's 6 vacancies. Now, the hard part is going to be determining what's park-owned home income and what's lot rent. Just doesn't look like that information is given. So yeah, it depends on the company. Obviously, these guys don't segregate that out. Some people do, and it's nice. So yeah, we'll go down here and we'll look at, are these all park-owned homes? Let's see here, 55 plus, 24 homes on site. Park-owned home community. They're all park-owned homes. So for here, what we can do, we'll segregate this out. And I don't know how much lot rent would be. Just say it's 80% occupied because we have, move this out of the way. It says there's six that are empty right now. So only 19 that are occupied. So 19 divided by 25 is what? 76% occupancy. So we can just put in here 76% occupancy. Let's just say our lot rent is 300, maybe 450 because they're charging like 1,000. 550 a month. And so what is this? This is slightly increase a little bit over time. And this should be 0. So we have gross potential rent at 294, which they're at 16,000 times 16,217 times 12 is 194,604. So because it's vacant a little bit, and this has extra fees and stuff that you can charge to put in here. You can do laundry or whatever. So we'll change this vacancy to get to that 194 mark. 80. So we really want to be 75% vacancy. This is not true. We're probably at like there we go. 25, be like 28, 194. right on the money. And we'll put this at 20% vacancy. Um, this the calculator is weird in the fact that it has actual vacancy and then uh, the problem is it blends these two numbers together over time. So you have to really, even though this is not actual 35% vacancy, you just have to put that in to make the numbers work. 196. 193 is close enough for gross. So let's see what we got here. Scroll down a little bit. They have 189. Expenses 44,000. This breaks down the expenses a little bit here. And so taxes is 172 a unit. To say everything goes up, it doesn't get cheaper. Insurance for this place is probably more than $4,000. So it says $1,000 for insurance. It seems low. I'll go with 4,000. Management fee 12 to 16 on their pro forma. So we got 23,000, which is super high. Even 7%. Yeah, 12 to 16. So I mean we're about there, 7%. Which we can put this payroll at 0. That being the case, they have really high. Their utilities aren't that high, but their repairs and maintenance are high. And hopefully we can get that down a little bit. This was on another park that I did, and there was a lot of utility expenses. So if we're at 44,000 sewer trash. I'm not gonna have this perfectly in here, but I'm just showing what it could be like. So 43. Okay, 43, 44. Almost there. 60. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. 44,000. So our net operating income is 149. And we do factor in some capital reserves as well, which is 0 first year. But then this, because it's 912, it's rolling in month 16. So month 16 is when these numbers start to roll and increase occupancy and all of that. So that's why there's an actual number here, even though this is 0. It's because it breaks it down monthly. Now, if we were to break it down yearly, a little different calculation. And that's sometimes this is 0 at first, this number down here, for like the first couple months, and it'll show negative and it's scary, but like the first year is still positive though, because this breaks it down monthly, which is a good thing. So we got 44 to 46. I do think, I want to stay conservative, and we're gonna put a little bit higher expenses in there. Let's see what they have for. Yeah, they have 49,000. So this is pretty accurate. Let's see what is that it? Yeah, net operating income 144, 280. I think 280 might be contracts above lot rent. Oh, probably rent to own. Yeah, I wouldn't factor in that. That's kind of cheating a little bit, but definitely uh the 144 number. So we have 148 or 147. So because their income was 189, not 193. But I'll project 193 just because that's a 12-month average. So So yeah, okay, isn't bad. We're projecting month 51 as stabilization period, even though this is on a 5-year balloon. And so these debt payments, I'll show you in this next slide over here. So we're at 1.0 DSCR, 1.07 DSCR month one, and we're at 1.44 DSCR base with that 15% interest rate right up here. That 15 and that 4 on $1.7 million, right? So honestly, it's not bad. This isn't a bad deal at all. I'd probably shoot an offer out. 6 cap, extremely low. Let's see what they have this cap rate at. They have it at a 9.7. You know, I'm probably we'll just put in a 9. Um, see how that looks here, and then right here, so we can compare as is, stabilized in 150, and then sale in 120, which is in 10 years. So I always run it out to 10-year projections, and it basically puts them side by side and shows me exactly where I'm at. So yeah, 9 cap here, the value of the property here, and yeah, sale. So it would be a $770,000 exit. Okay, so we have 2.57 equity multiplier, 13% IRR, which isn't fantastic, but it's not terrible considering that we're being a little conservative. Let's see. Yep, here's our splits. Even though none of this applies, it breaks it down anyways. It's kind of nice to see. And then here's the split between um, me and then an investor, right? So I'd get a check for 900, and they get a check for 252. So I was wrong. It wasn't a $700,000 exit. It's a $1.2 million exit. So to look at this month or yearly, throughout the life of the project, right? So this is a 10-year hold total. This is year one, profit $10,000, year two, 14, year three, 29, year four, 46, year five, 50, year six, right? So we're refinancing, we're paying off the principal debt at $1.7 million at 8% principal and interest. Our net income goes down a little bit. So our net operating income is still increasing, 196, 200, 204. So it's $4,000 a year, which I think is conservative for a park like this. We're doing $4,000 a year. And when we sell, I get a check. It's a $2.4 million sale, and I get a check for $839,000 in year 10. But I mean, we can keep this a lot longer than that as well. This just gives a breakdown of everything in underwriting right here. We can put strengths and weaknesses in here. This gives us a picture of in place stabilized sale broken out right here. Gives us some of our equity multiples, IRRs. And this gives us, net operating income by month. So month 1 to month 120. So it shows us, see, here's, this is 2024, right? And then month 16. So this 2025. And that's 4 months in 2025. So that's April. And then from there, it just increases a little bit every single month until it's stabilized in month 50. And then from there, it's just a steady 2% increase all the way to sale. Now, this is cash flow. This is cash in the bank, cash in your pocket after debt service. And as you can see, for the first year until we start increasing that net operating income slightly over the next 3 or 4 years. And then this would be the refinance in month 60. And then this would be bank debt from here on out. So it actually looks like the bank refinance is usually it's the opposite, where the debt service is lower. But in this case, the debt service is higher than than the payments for the first 5 years. So interesting. I think this could work. Oops. Gotta go back here. So yeah, back in looking at this park again, it's been on the market for 326. So I wonder if there's an issue. I mean, they're selling it at 9 cap, B-rated park. I'm not afraid of the park-owned homes as well, which could be an issue because well, they're open to seller finance. I think, yeah, we'll call Jason and we'll see what the deal is here. Rent to own contracts. So I think the problem is going to be refinancing this park, excluding the rent to own contracts. And the way that we can look at that would be this spreadsheet doesn't segregate them at all. And this is where it can get complicated, but you take your park owned home rent right here and you put it right in here as other income, but this other income can't affect the net operating income as well. So we'd have to subtract it from the net operating income. So I would also say that a large part of these expenses, because I mean, we're at a 23% expense ratio. I mean, this repairs and maintenance for, I think it was $20,000 makes sense because there's 24 park owned homes, right? And so all of those repairs and expenses would go away if we converted those to rent to owns. And so technically our net operating income would be higher than what it currently is. And our expense ratio would be a little bit lower as well. So I do feel like there's a couple expenses that are missing. Because 23 sounds really low. I've the market average is 33%. So yeah, 23, 14. I don't know. Some parks are just like that. I mean, I think it could definitely be because there's no utilities. Utilities are all paid by tenant. So this honestly could be a good deal. I think, I'll reach out and see what their thoughts are. The problem is going to be the refinance. Um, I think because we're only refinancing on, let's see, you basically take 148 minus um, this income, this 130, which is not really 130. It's half of, basically we're cutting the net operating income in half. 148 divided by 2, so 74,000. 74,000 won't cover the debt service, but I mean we're still rent owned, but the banks don't look at it like that. So yeah, this is definitely something I'm gonna actually look into this park specifically because it looks like there's potential there. The only problem is going to be our refinance off the lot rent is going to be really tough in this specific park. Other than that, I think it's definitely um, I think this park is definitely a win. So, but yeah, this is when you really want to get to understand the numbers, break it down monthly, know exactly what your returns are going to be, see your two debt levels, two equity levels over 10 years. Um, this does a really good job of just painting that picture for you. And I have other spreadsheets which calculate, hey, is it going to be worth it right off the bat? And then we dive into this spreadsheet to determine exactly is it going to be feasible in the next 5 to 10 years because we think long term. So but anyways, if you guys have any questions, if you want to copy the spreadsheet, let me know. I can definitely send it over to you. And yeah, let me know if that made sense or not, because I just went through a lot there. And I can definitely answer any questions you guys have. And I don't know much about 55 plus community. It's probably um, more sought after than non 55 plus community as well. Month-to-month tenants, I'd probably lock them into year leases. There is an on-site manager. So I feel like, that's not showed in your expense ratio in your expenses. 750,000 in capital improvements to the property. New water lines, new sewer lines, new electrical, new pavement. They rehabbed all the homes, performed minor infill. I wonder, this is interesting. This 326 days, so a year and a day. And this make me have a few questions about, it looks nice. So it just doesn't make sense, right? Like, why, if it's such a good deal at a 9 cap, why is it been on the market for 326 days? And I think it really comes down to that refinance, and what you can get financing for is not based. And because the reason why they have to offer seller finance is because you can't purchase this part with the bank, because one, it's too cheap. I mean, 1.5 is like, anything under 2 million is super hard to purchase with a bank, from what I've heard. So, but yeah, anyways, I'll reach out to Jason and kind of see what's up. This might be something we'll look at, put an offering on. So, but yeah, I'll do some more in the future, and look forward to the comments.